search for the Titan submersible comes to an end. The teams investigating the tragedy have recovered several pieces from the craft. Now, we're getting a look at the wreckage for the first time. Debris from the Titan submersible, which imploded last week, has been recovered. The Associated Press reports that parts of the craft, which includes a section of its white outer shell, have been returned to port at St. John's in Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. The debris was recovered from the ocean floor by remote-operated vehicles, known as ROVs. ROVs were also a key part of the initial search for the missing sub. The debris is being recovered as part of the ongoing investigation into what exactly caused the catastrophic failure of Titan's pressure vessel. News outlets have asked several organizations for comment, but they refuse to elaborate on what is still an ongoing investigation. In a statement, one of the organizations involved, Pelagic Research Services, confirmed that it is, quote, still on a mission. Spokesperson Jeff Mahoney said of the team, "They have been working around the clock now for 10 days, through the physical and mental challenges of this operation, and are anxious to finish the mission and return to their loved ones." A debris field containing parts of the submersible was discovered on June 22nd, after a frantic days-long search involving numerous governmental and private organizations. Despite an initial belief that the Titan could have resurfaced or may have been left stranded at the bottom of the ocean with its crew still alive and surviving on an emergency oxygen supply, it was eventually established that the sub likely imploded on its initial descent. All 5 people on board were presumed to have died.
The debris is consistent with the catastrophic loss of the pressure chamber.
The governments of Canada and the United States contributed vast resources to the search, and private companies also sent specialist vessels and equipment to assist. There was optimism when sonar picked up a knocking sound that seemed to occur every 30 minutes. Even when the emergency oxygen was due to run out, rescuers refused to give up hope and continued the search. Unfortunately, 4 days in, debris from the sub was discovered, and it became obvious that there was no chance of finding any survivors. Since then, the vessel's construction and design have been blamed for the catastrophic failure. Footage has also emerged of OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush, who was on board Titan when it was lost, bragging about breaking rules and talking dismissively about safety certifications. In a video shared by one of his mission specialists, Rush had very direct things to say.
And, I've broken some rules to make this. The carbon fiber and titanium, there's a rule you don't do that. Well, I did.
Shahzada Dawood, Suleiman Dawood, Paul-Henri Nargeolet, and Hamish Harding were also aboard the Titan when it imploded. As for those on board the submersible, the implosion likely happened before any of them even knew something was wrong. While authorities are pretty certain that a catastrophic implosion caused the loss of the Titan and the deaths of all on board, the exact cause is still unknown. 2 possible points of failure that have been highlighted are the sub's carbon fiber hull and the plexiglass in its porthole. Carbon fiber is a useful material in many ways. It is incredibly light and very strong. However, when it fails, it tends to do so without warning. There is a good chance that none of the debris researchers have recovered comes from the carbon fiber hull, as it may have completely disintegrated during the implosion. The stresses of previous successful trips Titan had made to the Titanic may have caused near impossible to spot damage to the hull. That damage could have then been enough to cause a catastrophic failure this time around. Then there is the plexiglass window designed to allow passengers to view the wreck directly. There were allegations that it was not rated for anywhere near the Titan's diving depth. It is worth noting that the titanium end cap that investigators recovered was missing the plexiglass from its porthole. Investigators are taking the matter seriously, with both the US and Canadian governments looking into the incident. The United States Coast Guard has convened a Marine Board of Investigation to look into the Titan's implosion. This is the highest level of investigation the Coast Guard can conduct, and it means that the Titan's loss is being treated as a major maritime incident. The items recovered will hopefully reveal both physical and digital data, allowing investigators to work out exactly what went wrong during the fateful voyage.